Muy buenas a todos y bienvenidos a Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy. Vamos a empezar una serie de Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. Vale, voy a ver rápidamente las opciones, ¿de acuerdo? Este es un juego que jugué yo un poquito de pequeño. Espero que el volumen sea suficientemente adecuado. Voy a ponerlo a menos 23 decibelios. Background music a 2. Bueno, ahora lo veremos. Vale, vamos a ver cómo es el juego. Este será un primer episodio un poco piloto. Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. Phoenix Wright Justice for All. Phoenix Wright Trial. No, vamos a jugar el primero. De primera, ¿eh? Este es el 2001, 2002, 2004. Y creo que se hizo un poco remake. Ep.1. The First Turnabout. No puedo hacer nada más, así que por... Oh, ¿qué vamos a hacer esto? ¿De qué va este juego? Pues mirad. Me han dado un logro. Los primeros pasos. Empieza a jugar a Phoenix Wright. Maldita sea. ¿Por qué yo? Ah, voy a hacer esto en inglés, perdón, como en Pokémon Instructions. I can't get caught, not like this. I gotta find someone to pin this on. Someone like him. I'll make it look like he did it. En fin. August 3. 9:07 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 2. Boy, am I nervous. Right. Esta es mía. Oh, hi, Chief. Phil, I'm glad I made it on time. Well, I have to say, Phoenix, I'm impressed. Not everyone takes on a murder trial right off the bat like this. It says a lot about you. And your client as well. Thanks. Actually, it's because I owe him a favor. A favor? You mean you knew the defendant before this case? Yes. Actually, I kind of owe my current job to him. He's one of the reasons I became an attorney. Well, that's news to me. I want to help him out any way I can. I just really want to help him. I owe him that much. It's over! My life, everything, it's all over! Oh, yeah. Is that your client screaming over there? Yeah, it's him. Death, despair, oh! I'm gonna do it! I'm gonna die! It sounds like he wants to die. Yeah. Nick! Hey there, Larry! Dude, I'm so guilty. Tell them I'm guilty. Give me the death sentence. I ain't afraid to die. What? What's wrong, Larry? Primer caso, empezamos mal. Nosotros somos un abogado que acaba de salir del buffet, por decirlo así. Y el primer caso es un caso de asesinato, por lo que tenemos visto. La mía es nuestra jefa, ¿de acuerdo? Y es la que, ostras, acabas de ver por aquí cómo va todo. Y este es nuestro cliente, uno que se lo debemos ser abogado. Y dice... ya que quieren morir. Empezamos mal. Pero bueno, no pasa nada. What's wrong, Larry? Oh, it's all over. I'm finished. I can't live in a world without her. I can't. Who took her away from me, Nick? Who did this? Oh, Nick, you gotta tell me who took my baby away. The person responsible for your girlfriend's death? The newspapers say it was you. A ver. My name is Phoenix Wright. Here's the story. My first case is a fairly simple one. A young woman was killed in her apartment. The guy they arrested was the unlucky sub dating her. Larry Butts, my best friend since grade school. Our school had a saying, when something smells, it's usually the bus. In the 23 years I've known him, it's usually been true. He has a knack for getting himself in trouble. One thing I can say though, it's usually not his fault. He just has terrible luck. But I know better than anyone that he's a good guy at heart. And I owe him one, which is why I took the case to clear his name. And that's just what I'm going to do. Que son amigos desde la infancia, vamos, desde la ESO, que son best friends. Mira. What? El juez ahí. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Larry Butts. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Ahí está, estos somos nosotros, The defense is ready, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, this is your first trial, is it not? Yes, Your Honor. I'm a little nervous. Your conduct during this trial will decide the fate of your client. Murder is a serious charge. For your client's sake, I hope you can control your nerves. Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, given the circumstances, I think we should have a test to ascertain your readiness. Yes, Your Honor. Hands shaking, eyesight fading. The test will consist of a few simple questions. Answer them clearly and concisely. Please state the name of the defendant in this case. El defendant es Larry Butts. Defendant, well, that's Larry Butts, Your Honor. Bueno, es al que tenemos que defender. Just keep your wits about you and you'll do fine. Next question. This is a murder trial. Tell me, what's the victim's name? Oh, I know this one. But I read the case report cover to cover so many times. It's... wait, nope. No way, I forgot. I'm drawing a total blank here. Phoenix, are you absolutely sure you're up to this? You don't even know the victim's name. Oh, the victim. Oh, of course, I know the victim's name. I just forgot temporarily. I think I feel a migraine coming on. Look, the victim's name is listed in the court record. Just press tab to check it anytime, okay? Remember to check it often. Do it for me, please. I'm begging you. Mr. Wright, who is the victim in this case? His attorney, no one would believe I was the defense attorney if I didn't carry this. Cindy se llama Cindy. Cindy Stone, vamos. Cindy Block, Cindy Stone, tete. The victim's name is Cindy Stone. Correct, very well. Now tell me, what was the cause of death? She died because she was... Chuleta. Because of death, loss of blood due to blunt trauma. Poison, hit with a blunt object. Strangled, hit with a blunt object. She was struck once by a blunt object. Correct. You have answered all my questions. I see no reason why you shouldn't proceed. You seem much more relaxed, Mr. Wright. Good for you. Thank you, Your Honor. Because I don't feel relaxed. That's for sure. Well then. First a question for the prosecution. Mr. Payne? Yes, Your Honor. As Mr. Wright just told us, the victim was struck by a blunt object. Would you explain to the court just what that object was? The murder weapon was this statue of the thinker. It was found lying on the floor next to the victim. I see. The court accepts it into the evidence. Vale, tenemos nueva evidencia. Estas son las pruebas, ¿vale? Que nosotros después podemos hilar y hacer conexiones mentales muy fuertes y decir, no, esta es la estatua con la que se mató o que se atacó, right? Be sure to pay attention to any evidence added during the trial. That evidence is the only ammunition you have in court. Use tab to check the court record frequently. Aquí lo tenemos, ¿vale? Se ha añadido aquí. Y los profiles pues son... bad at getting his points across. Bah, este es un merde. Okay. ¿Cómo? Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its first witness. The prosecution calls the defendant, Mr. Butts, to the stand. Chief, what do I do now? Pay attention. You don't want to miss any information that might help your client's case. You'll get your chance to respond to the prosecution later, so be ready. Let's just hope he doesn't say anything unfortunate. Oh, Larry gets excited easily. This could be bad. Oh, shit. A ver, Larry, no la líes. Le noto un poco nervioso, un tic nervioso aquí, ¿eh? Mr. Butts, is it not true that the victim had recently dumped you? Hey, watch it, buddy. We were great together. We were Romeo and Juliet, Cleopatra and Mark Anthony. Didn't they all die? I wasn't dumped. She just wasn't taking my phone calls or seeing me ever. What's it to you anyway? Mr. Butts, would you describe is generally what we mean by dumped? In fact, she had completely abandoned you and was seeing other men. She had just returned from overseas with one of them the day before the murder. What do you mean, one of them? Lies, all of it lies. I don't believe a word of it. Your Honor, the victim's passport. Hostia. According to this, she was in Paris until the day before she died. Estaba en París antes, ¿eh? The victim apparently arrived home from Paris on the 13th of July, the day before the murder. El 30 de julio murió. Indeed, she appears to have returned the day before the murder. Dude, no way. The victim was a model, but did not have a large income. It appears that she had several sugar daddies. Daddies? Sugar? Yes, older men who gave her money and gifts. She took their money and used it to support her lifestyle. Dude! We can clearly see what kind of woman this Mrs. Stone was. Cuidado lo que dices, eh? Tell me, Bats, what do you think of her now? Right? I don't think you want him to answer that question. Yeah, Larry has a way of running his mouth in all the wrong directions. Should I stop him from answering? Oh! My client had no idea the victim was seeing other men. That question is irrelevant to this case. Oof. ¿Cómo? Dude, nee? What do you mean irrelevant? That's cheating. Shit, dog. I'm gonna die. I'm just gonna drop dead. Yeah. And when I meet her I'm going to get to the bottom of this. Let's continue with the trial, shall we? I believe the accused's motives is clear to everyone. Yes, quite. Oh boy. This is so not looking good. Next question. You went to the victim's apartment the day of the murder, did you not? Fue al apartamento, vaya. Well, did you or did you not? Well, maybe I did and maybe I didn't. He went. Básicamente preguntan, ¿pero tú fuiste al apartamento de tu novia? Y dice, puede que sí, puede que no. Ya nosotros sabemos que fue, claramente. Have him answer honestly. I know, I'll send him a signal. Tell the truth. Yeah, I was there, I went. Oh. ¿Cómo? ¿Qué fue? Well, Mr. Butts. Dude, chill. She wasn't home, man. So, like, I didn't see her. Objection! Aquí los objection son clave. Your Honor, the defendant is lying. Lying? The prosecution would like to call a witness who can prove Mr. Butts is lying. Well, that simplifies matters. Who is your witness? The man who found the victim's body just before making the gruesome discovery. He saw the defendant fleeing the scene of the crime. ¿Cómo? Order in the court. Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its witness. Yes, Your Honor. This is bad. On the day of the murder, my witness was selling newspapers at the victim's building. Please bring Mr. Frank Sowit to the stand. ¿Quién es este pavo? El asesino, gente. Nosotros lo sabemos, ¿eh? Nosotros lo sabemos porque hemos visto unos flashbacks muy chungos. Mr. Sowit, just a newspaper, is that correct? Vamos a ver los profiles. Discovered Mrs. Stone's body. Newspaper salesman who saw Larry flee the scene. Qué puto. Oh, yes, the newspapers, yes. Mr. Sowit, you may proceed with your testimony. Please tell the court what you saw on the day of the murder. Aquí hay que decir la verdad, ¿eh? Witness testimony. Vale, cuidado, ¿eh? Esto estará grabado. I was going door to door, selling subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing an apartment. I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half opened behind him. Thinking it strange, I looked inside the apartment. Then I saw her lying there. A woman, not moving, dead. I quailed in fright and found myself unable to go inside. I thought to call the police immediately. However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. I went to a nearby park and found public phone. I remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m. The man who ran was, without a doubt, the defendant sitting right over there. Aquí es donde ponen y dicen toda la mierda. Larry, why didn't you tell the truth? I can't defend you against a testimony like that. Incidentally, why wasn't the phone in the victim's apartment working? Your Honor, at the time of the murder, there was a blackout in the building. Aren't phones supposed to work during a blackout? Yes, Your Honor. However, some cordless phones do not function normally. The phone that Mrs. Sowit used was one of those. Your Honor, I have a record of the blackout for your perusal. Blackout record. Electricity in Mrs. Stone's building was out from noon to 6 p.m. on the day of the crime. Vale, por lo tanto realmente había un corte de electricidad. Now, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. You may begin your cross-examination. Cross-examination, Your Honor? All right. Right, this is it, the real deal. What exactly am I supposed to do? Why, you exposed the lies in the testimony that the witness just gave. Lies? What? He was lying? Your client is innocent, right? Then that witness must have lied in his testimony. Or is your client really guilty? What? How do you prove he's not? You hold the key. It's in the evidence. Compare the witness testimony to the evidence at hand. There's bound to be a contradiction in there. First, find contradiction between the court record and the witness testimony. Then, once you've found the contradicting evidence, present it and rub it in the witness' face. Okay. Open the court record with tab, then point out the contradictions in the testimony. Vale, ahora hay que hacer los puzzles de verdad. Cross-examination, it's coming. I was going door to door selling subscription when I saw a man fleeing to the apartment. No veo nada que pueda decir aquí. I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Thinking it strange, I looked inside the apartment. Then I saw her lying there, a woman not moving, dead. I called in fright and found myself unable to go inside. I thought to call the police immediately. However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. Ponemos esto como evidence aquí. On el blackout. I went to a nearby park and found a public phone. I remember the time exactly. The man who ran was without doubt the defendant sitting right over there. Aquí no está funcionando. Aquí el blackout. Objection! This evidence clearly reveals the contradiction in that statement, Your Honor. How exactly are the evidence and statement just now related? They aren't, are they? Nope. Mr. Wright, please think the facts so before making accusation. ¿Cómo? No, don't think that won any points with judge. Vale. ¿Qué tengo que hacer? Objection! Your Honor, that statement... It does? I don't see anything contradictory. Huh? Really? Objection overruled. Try to think before you make an accusation, right? Whoops, that didn't go so well. Oh, tío, ¿qué es? Hold it. Ah, con la Q puedo insistir. What gave you the idea to do that? Well, the door was half open, you see. Isn't it only humans you want to pick? We climb mountains because there are... There, it's the same thing. Truer words have never been spoken. Anyone would look inside? Why did pain cut him off so quickly? So, you looked into the apartment. What happened then? Aquí, a ver. Half open, you say? Yes, yes, the door was open halfway, yes. I watched for a moment, but no one came to close the door. That's odd, in a big city like this, I thought. I see, and what happened next? So, you didn't touch anything in the apartment? Yes, I mean, no, nothing. Okay, what happened next? I thought to call the police immediately. Vamos a apresurar. You thought to call the police? Does that mean you didn't actually call them? Please, please, listen to the rest of the testimony. You thought to call the police. What happened next? The phone in the apartment wasn't working. Hold it. The phone in the apartment wasn't working? Yes, I mean no. No, it wasn't, right? But you said you didn't go into the apartment, or did you? Oh, that, I can explain that. There was a cordless phone on a shelf in the entranceway. I reached it inside and tried using that to call, and that phone wasn't working, correct? What happened next? A ver, esto del public part. Why use a public phone? Well, you see, I don't have a cell phone. And being the middle of the afternoon, there was no answer at the nearby apartments. Alright. What time did you call again? "1 p.m.? Are you certain?" Yes, absolutely. You seem really confident. 1 p.m.? Right. Doesn't that seem strange to you? Present some evidence to contradict him. ¿Esto? Your Honor, that statement contradicts them. It does? I don't see. Madre mía, que la estoy cagando por momentos. A ver. ¿Cómo le meto evidence? Ah, time of death. De 4 a 5. No estaba muerta a la 1. Ahí esta es la buena, esta es la buena, ¿eh? Se puede. You found the body at 1 p.m. You're sure? Yes, it was 1 p.m. for certain. Y miren cómo me pongo. Frankly, I find that hard to believe. Your statement directly contradicts the autopsy report. The autopsy notes that the time of death at some time after 4 p.m. There was no body to find at 1 p.m. How do you explain this 3-hour gap? Oh, Nani! Oh, Dad, Objection! This is trivial. The witness merely forgot the time. No. After his testimony, I find that hard to believe. Mr. Sowit, why were you so certain that you found the body at 1 p.m.? Well, I see, that's a really good question. Great job, Wright. Way to put him on the spot. That's all you have to do. Point out contradiction. Vale, ya empiezo a pillar cómo tengo que hacer las contradictions. Lies always beget more lies. See through one and their whole story falls apart. Hay que pillar una mentira y a partir de ahí pa. Wait, I remember now. Would you care to give your testimony again? Venga, repetimos. Witness testimony. Vale, voy a grabar este segundo testimonio y bueno, voy a intentar hacer el primer caso como video tutorial y después ya vemos cómo avanza. You see, when I found the body, I heard the time. There was a voice saying the time. It was probably coming from the television. Oh, but it was 3 hours off, wasn't it? I guess the victim must have been watching a video of a tape program. That's why I thought it was 1 p.m. Terribly sorry about the misunderstanding. I see, you heard the voice saying the time. Pero ¿cómo va a haber voice on a tap program si había un blackout? Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Right, you know what to do. I've got this one. ¿Cómo va a escuchar la tele? Si había un blackout. You see, when I heard about the time, there was a voice saying time. They have been watching a videotape. ¿Cómo puede ser si había un blackout? Espera, en vez de esta. Coming to the television, pero sí. No había. Objection! Hold it right fucking there. The prosecution has said there was a blackout at the time of the discovery. And this record proves it. Nani? You couldn't have heard a television or a video. The defense has a point. Do you have an explanation for this, Mr. Sowit? No, I find it quite puzzling myself. Quite. Wait! I remember now. Mr. Sowit, the court would prefer to hear an accurate testimony from the very beginning. These constant corrections are harming your credibility. That, and you seem rather distraught. My apologies, Your Honor. It must have been the shock of finding the body. Very well, Mr. Sowit. Let's hear your testimony once more, please. Witness testimony. Hearing the time. Actually, I didn't hear the time. I saw it. There was a table clock in the apartment. Wasn't there? Yeah, the murder weapon. The killer used it to hit the victim. That must have been what I saw. You saw a clock? I guess that would explain it. The defense may cross-examine the witness, gladly. ¿Cómo va a ser con un clock? ¿De acuerdo? Si el arma fue una estatuilla. Yeah, the murder weapon, that... ¿Esta? ¿The finger? Objection! Wait just a moment. Boom! The murder weapon wasn't a clock. It was this statue. Now, how is this supposed to be a clock? You with your objections and your evidence. Just who do you think you are? Just answer the question, Mr. Sowit. Hey, I saw it there, okay? That's a clock. Your Honor, if I may. Yes, Mr. Payne? As the witness stated, this statue is indeed a clock. The neck is a switch. You just tilt it and it says the time out loud. As it doesn't look like a clock, it submitted it as the statue. My apologies. I see. So the murder weapon was a table clock after all. Well, Mr. Wright, it appears that the witness testimony was correct. This is a clock. No es verdad. Do you have any problems with his testimony? Y tanto que sí. ¿Cómo va a ser? Si lo oyó. There is a gaping hole in the witness testimony. The only way he could have known the weapon was a clock is to hold it on his hand. Yet the witness testified that he never entered the apartment. Y que lo ha visto, no escuchado. Por favor. Clearly contradiction. Indeed. The witness knew it was a clock because he went into the apartment. You're lying! You were inside the apartment the day of the murder. Oh yeah? Prove it I went there. I'll do better than that. I can prove you were the one who killed her. You struck her with the clock, and the shock of the blow triggered the clock's voice. That was the sound you heard! Order in the court. Intriguing. Please continue, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Sowit, the sound must have left quite an impression on you. Understandable, since the murder weapon spoke just as you hit the victim. That voice was burned into your mind. That's why you were so certain about the time. Objection! Well, what's the meaning of this? This is all baseless conjecture. Baseless? Just look at the witness' face. Would the witness care to elaborate? Did you strike the victim with the clock? That day, I never. Look, the clock, I heard. No, I mean, I saw. Yeah! Shut up. I hate you. It was him. I tell you, I saw him. He He killed her, and he should burn. Burn! Give him death. Es calvo, su señoría. Order in the court, I say. Your Honor, a moment, please. There isn't a shred of evidence supporting the defense claim. Mr. Wright, Your Honor, you claim the sound that the witness heard came from the clock. Do you have any evidence? The whole case is riding on this. I better think it through carefully. Your Honor, the sound Mr. Sawyer heard was definitely this clock. A fact which is clear if you simply try sounding the clock, ask the neighbors, examine the clock's battery. Try sounding the clock. Let's sound the clock now, here in this court. Your Honor, may I have the clock? I ask the court to listen very carefully. I think it's 8:25. That certainly is a strange way to announce the time. Well, he is the thinker after all. El humor. So we've heard the clock. What are your conclusions, Mr. Wright? Mr. Payne, can you tell me what time it is now? It's 11:25. As you can see, this clock is exactly 3 hours slow. Precisely the discrepancy between what Mr. Sawyer heard and the actual time of death. So, Mr. Sawyer, try to talk your way out of this one. You forgot one thing. What's he talking about? Well, it may seem like that clock is running 3 hours slow. It proves nothing. How do you know it was running 3 hours slow on the day of the murder? If you can prove that, you don't have a case. He's wrong. How am I going to prove that? Damn it! I was so close. Mr. Wright, it seems you lack the critical evidence to support your claim. Yes, Your Honor. This means I cannot let you indict the witness. Unfortunately, this ends the cross-examination of Mr. Frank Sawyer. I come all the way down here to testify, and look what happens. You treat me like a criminal. Criminal. You lawyers are all slime. I almost had him. Sorry, Larry, I failed you. There's nothing I can do about it now. ¿Cómo? Not so fast, Mr. Sawyer. ¡Ahí está, Mia! ¿Cómo domina Sensei? Mia, I mean, Chief. Listen up, right? Don't throw this one away. Not like this. Think. But Chief, it's over. I can't prove the clock was slow the day of the murder. Nobody can prove that. Well, yeah. But that doesn't mean you can't still win. Try thinking out of the box. Don't waste time doubting the facts. Assume the clock was 3 hours slow and think through it. Ask yourself, why was the clock 3 hours slow? Figure out the reason and you'll have a proof. Right? Can you think of a reason? Claro que sí. Wait, maybe I can prove it. You must have evidence somewhere that can prove it, right? Find it and let them have it. Well, Mr. Wright, you say the clock was already running slow on the day of the murder. Have you found evidence? Of course. There is a piece of evidence in the court record that can prove my claim beyond a doubt. Tough words. Let's see you pull this one off. Let's see the evidence. Que había un fallo de electricidad desde la noche a las 9 hasta las 6. Por lo tanto son 3 horas. Excuse me, this proves your claim? How? It can't see the evidence. Oh, that was I need. One more chance, give me. Alright, Mr. Wright, be quick about it. Que vino de París. The victim had just returned home from abroad the day before the murder. As we all know, the time difference between here and Paris is 9 hours. When it's 4 p.m. here, it's 1 a.m. the next day there. The clock wasn't 3 hours slow, it was 9 hours fast. The victim hadn't reset her clock since returning home. That's why the time you heard when you struck her dead in her apartment was wrong. Well, cuidado con el IQ, eh? Proof enough for you, Mr. Sawyer? Or should I say, Mr. Did It? KO. Order! Order, I say! Well, this case has certainly turned out differently than we all expected. Mr. Payne, your witness? He was arrested and has been taken away, Your Honor. Very well, Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor? I have to say, I'm impressed. I don't think I've ever seen someone complete a defense so quickly and find a true culprit at the same time. Thank you, Your Honor. At this point, this is only formality, but this court finds the defendant, Mr. Larry Butts, not guilty. Yeah. And with that, this court is adjourned. It turns out that Frank Sowit was a common burglar. He posed as a newspaper salesman, check and see when people were out of the house. That day, when Larry went to her apartment, the victim wasn't home. After he left, Mr. Sowit let himself in to do his dirty work. While he was searching her place, the victim returned. Flustered, Mr. Sowit grabbed the nearest blunt object he could find. Y la mató de golpe, tú. Vaya cabrón. August 3, 2:32 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. Whew, I still can't believe we won. Right, good job in there. Congratulations. Thanks, Chief. I owe it all to you. Not at all, not at all. You fought your own battles in there. It's been a while since I've seen a trial end on such a satisfying note. I've never seen the Chief looking this happy. If she is this glad, imagine how Larry must feel. My life is over. Larry, you're supposed to be happy. What's wrong now? Oh, Nick. Don't worry about me. I'll be dead and gone soon. Good. Wait. No, I mean bad. Larry, you're innocent. The case is closed. But my Cindy Wind is gone, man. Gone forever. Larry, she was never mind. A gold digger. Congratulations, Harry. Harry? Yes, you. I can practically see the headlines now. Harry Butts, innocent. Thanks. I really owe you one. I won't forget this. Ever. Let's celebrate. Dinner, movie, my treat. Oh no, I couldn't. Hey, I was the one who got you off the hook. Oh, hey. Here, take this. It's a present. A present? For me? Wait, wasn't this the evidence that... Actually, I made this clock for her. I made one for her and one for me. Really? You made this? Well, thank you. I'll keep it as a memento. Yo, Nick. Can you believe it? I was so into that chick. And she was just playing me for a fool. Don't that make you wanna just cry? Larry. Are you so sure? Excuse me? I think she thought quite a lot of you, in her own way. Nah, you don't gotta sympathize with me, it's okay? Oh, I'm not sympathizing, really. Isn't that right? Right? Don't you have something to show your friend? Something that proves how she felt about him? Huh? Oh, yeah, right. What the heck is she talking about? I stayed in. Check this out, Larry. Proof positive you weren't just some clump to her. Huh? What about that clock? This is the clock you made for her, Larry. And she took it with her when she traveled. Whatever, she probably just needed the clock, that's all. You think so? It's a pretty heavy clock to take traveling. Well, make of it what you will. Hey, Nick. I'm glad I asked you to be my lawyer. Really, I am. Thanks. Hope that made him feel a little bit better. 42 minutos grabando. No está mal. Right? I hope you see the importance of evidence now. Also, hopefully you realize things change depending on how you look at them. People, too. We never really know if our clients are guilty or innocent. All we can do is believe in them. And in order to believe in them, you have to believe in yourself. Right? Listen, learn, grow strong. Never let go of what you believe in. Never. Well, I think our work here is done. Should we be off? Yeah, I guess so. Say, how about dinner? On me. We'll drink a toast to innocent butts. Yeah. Oh, speaking of Harry, you were saying part of why you became a lawyer was because of him. Yeah, part at least. You'll have to tell me more about it sometime, maybe over drinks. And so, my first trial came to a close. Larry slapped me on the back and said, Ginny, it's good to have friends. But I'm pretty sure he's not going to pay us. Unless you count the clock he gave me, I didn't know it then. But that clock was soon going to be at the center of another incident. And my promise to tell the chief about me and Larry would be one promise that I wouldn't be able to keep. No podés. No me jodas que la chief va a morir. A brand new episode has been added. The Turnabout Sisters. Save your progress. Yes. Un episodio relativamente cortito para lo que es. Vale, pero bueno, está bien, tú. Está chulo, interesante. Y ahora pues mira. Hello, this is Maya. Hey, Maya, it's me. Uy, esto lo veremos para el próximo episodio, ¿de acuerdo? Pero vamos a dejar por aquí. No sé si lo habré cortado en 2 episodios, si lo habré hecho en uno grande para que veáis cómo es. Así que, bueno, ya haré alguna consulta y os digo cómo lo hacemos. Pero esto ha sido el primer capítulo de Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. Si no tengo mal entendido, son 5 capítulos por cada juego. Por lo tanto, hay 15 casos en total. Este ha sido el caso número 1 de Larry Batts. O Harry Batts, no me acuerdo ya ni cómo se llama. Así que gracias por ver este episodio, o estos episodios. Gracias por verlo, espero que lo hayáis disfrutado y nos vemos en la próxima con más y mejor. Hasta la próxima. Adiós.